Zatch is a show I've been watching for quite a while now, and honestly, the more I watch it, the more I tell myself this is just the biggest Pokemon ripoff. Or is it? Because even if my thumbnail and title said it was, does that make it true? Absolutely not, because Zatch is more than that. It is not a ripoff. It is something that I think transcends the formula of Pokemon by taking elements that have worked well in Pokemon, which is the companionship between trainer and Pokemon. In this case, it's between the user and the demon companion they are paired with, and add so many more stakes to it, add so many dramatic elements that push a heavier narrative onto the viewers. And I'm gonna start talking about my love of Zatch for this reason. Now, if you don't know anything about the show, let me catch you up to speed real quickly. So Zatch is a show about this 100-year demon war that has been going on, and it's a tradition that's been passed down from centuries, where the 100 demons are sent to Earth to duke it out, to battle it out. Battle Royale style, the last man standing will be given an award, the title, the right to become the next Demon King, and dictate how the demon world is run going forward. And this is just such an interesting premise because it sets a goal early on. Just like One Piece does with finding the One Piece, Zatch goal is to have our main character here, Gosh, become the Demon King, even if he has to fight 99 other demons to get to this point. And what I love about this show specifically is it doesn't shy away from the reality of competition. So over the course of the show, Gosh is paired up with a human named Kyotaro. And Kyotaro is given a book by Gosh to basically help him level up. So as the two get closer and bond and learn more about each other, they learn spells within this book to activate, which are basically like a moveset to use against other enemies who are also competing in this grand competition. So usually it's another human paired up with a demon. And what I love about this show is the stakes are, if the book is burned, that means the demon is sent back to the demon world. So in a sense, it's a way of dying because that demon is no longer going to be in the human world. Now, what I love about this show is it takes something that I like to dub the Ben Parker effect, or the Uncle Ben effect. And hear me out here, I know I'm referencing Spider-Man all of a sudden, but it's not, it's a little bit of a tangent, but it relates back, just hear me out here. So, when it comes to writing Spider-Man, a lot of writers know that you can't just kill off Spider-Man. I mean, you can for a couple issues, but it gets stale. So how do you help people get invested in a story when your main character is basically invincible and cannot die? Because then the story would end. Well, very simple. You make him suffer by taking out the people around him or forcing him to make difficult decisions that will ultimately hurt him in the long run, even though he still needs to keep going forward. He needs to keep living because he has a responsibility. That's what Zatch does so well, is early on, you get established that if the demons get their book burned, they get sent back to the demon world. But then it comes back and gets hit harder when one of Zatch or Gosh's friends ends up getting their book burned. And over the course of the show, you actually see a lot of his friends end up getting their books burned. And it ends up being sort of a very traumatic experience for him because that means he loses that friend. And he carries the will of his deceased friends as he continues his competition. And it forces him to mature a little bit, it forces him to grow and become more passionate. And that's what I love about this show, is it really does something I think Pokemon doesn't really get to delve into, because Pokemon very much is, oh, you defeat a Pokemon, they faint, they just go back to the Pokemon Center. Well, what if there wasn't a Pokemon Center? What then? And I think that's just such an interesting way to go about a story. There's also this idea that Gosh hates the idea of the competition in the first place. Like, why would you pit friends against each other? Because he makes friends along the way, but eventually he knows that once every other demon is defeated, he has to then fight his friends. And he wants to win because he wants to rid of this competition, because he feels like it's a cruel competition from the start. So we already get some morality conflicts with Gosh's own conviction within this. But you also get, I think, amazing side characters who are both comedic and very sad at the same time. You have a lot of mature themes about, you know, camaraderie. You even have stuff about familial bonds, and even, like, I guess foster moms or foster families get tied into the mix of, even though this isn't your mom, the people around you, you could treat them as your own family or as your own found family. And I don't know, there's just something I love about just the innocence of that. And what I love about Zatch Bell too is its long episode count. It is currently, I believe, last time I checked, it was 150 episodes. So there's a lot of episodes to get through. And honestly, it doesn't feel like a slog. I watched it, and the more I kept watching, the more I just kept feeling like I could watch more, and I needed to watch more. So this isn't like a case of One Piece or Naruto where there's huge amounts of filler. If anything, there's like maybe 1 or 2 mini arcs of just unnecessary stuff, like story elements that happen for the sake of padding, I would assume. But for the most part, this is just a very down-to-earth, straightforward story, and you can't go wrong with that. So if you haven't seen Zatch Bell, I highly recommend it. If you love Pokemon, I would definitely check this one out too, because it manages to do things that Pokemon does well in terms of a basic foundational level, but then takes other elements of Pokemon that Pokemon isn't able to delve into and really push the envelope there. And you can't hate it for that. And yeah, that's just pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about this show because I think it deserves more love. And I've been trying to finish the first 2 seasons because I know the sequel series has been announced, and I am so excited to see that finally animated. So yep, that's pretty much it. And wait, I gotta say something first. All right, wait, I was just wrapping up the. So, hello everyone. This is Other Sayorius here. Today we're gonna be talking about an announcement I made, I guess, a couple of days ago in my community page, notes, whatever. I want to say community notes, but I know it's not community notes because it's YouTube. It's just the community tab of my channel. Anyways, that's besides the point. Anyways, I made an announcement. It's kind of vague, where June 7th, I was planning something. Well, that is true. So for the past couple months, I've been doing a lot of research on how to make my content more effectively and more engaging. And it's been a little bit of a struggle to find that balance, but I think I found a solution. And I'm starting to make changes to the way I make content because I want this channel to grow. I want to become bigger. And I want you to also enjoy the content that I make. And so from this point on, starting June 7th, you're going to see a major change to my channel. I can't announce it yet. There are still details I'm working out, but just as a heads up, there's going to be something coming that is not only going to make more content for the channel, but also more higher quality content. And even better yet, you can also potentially get more interaction with me. And that's all I'm going to say with that. I just wanted to quickly just share that. Here's the timer. This is how many days left until June 7th. So get excited for that. And yeah, anyways, I'll wrap up this video for my friend here. Thanks for watching. How was that? It was all right. Yeah, that you said everything you needed to. Cool. We should probably stop recording.